You know, it's me, your little boy, K. Samson. I have something fantastical for us choosing words today. You know, they are now realizing that they are the one that the Lord is using to place you where you don't even belong. Meaning they are the step, they are now the stepping stone that God is using to place you where you don't even deserve for the rest of your life. You know, let me tell you, chooses. Many of us need to understand that many people around us are absolutely ashamed and confused, so depressed, because they have now fully come to discover that they are the one that God is using to put you position where you ought not to be. Meaning that the more they trouble you, the more step you take to another level. So a lot of people have now finally come to figure the secret why you are doing better. A lot of people have now fully come to discover the purpose why your life is what is becoming extraordinary, why everything about you is becoming like unbearable to watch, unbearable to do, to study, unbearable to do, to manage, unbearable to stand with. Because you need to understand that a lot of people purpose why they stand against you was to see you never to do better. Because where you used to be was a competition to them, was something that drive them so depressed, that drive them so crazy, that is making life unbearable. But many of them have now fully come to discover absolutely one thing, that where you used to be is no longer the problem, but the step you are now taking is accurately what the problem. That where you were staying, the position you were occupying, the position you were, involved is no longer now the problem, but the step you are taking. That they have now come to realize that since they start to trouble you, since they start to make, envious of everything about you, you are no longer where you are, but you are now being favored by their envy. You are now being favored by their hatred. You are now being favored by their stalking. You are now being favored by the jealousy they create with the favor, with the position you used to occupied. Now they have now finally come to figure where the problem is, that they are the reason for your season. So they are now the one that is absolutely costing God to favor you the way you ought not to be favored. They are not the one that is forcing God to place you where you never deserve to be. And this is why they are secretly so embarrassed. Because to them, why do you ought to be favored when they expected you to go backward? Why do you ought to keep going higher when they expected you to be going down? So many people are now seriously so ashamed and confused, so depressed, because they have now realized, they are now coming to realize that they are indeed the one that God is using to play the role of favor upon you. So it is something that is extraordinary, hitting them so much. Because the Bible says we are favored The Bible says in the book of Exodus, it said, God said to Moses, he said, place the blood of animals in the front door of every Israel, that when I will pass by, I will not strike. So there were people who were envying you, hoping that they will absolutely be able to strike you, destroy you. But they're going to realize that anytime they did, anytime they do, anytime they try to strike, anytime they try to spread arrows, anytime they try to do you harm, they see you move like an echo. They see you enter like an echo. They see you, favored like an echo. They see you, catapult like an echo. And now they are now your stepping step. They are now your stepping stone. They are now your stepping word process. They are now the one that God is using to play the role of a stepping stone to where you are and where you are going. Because many of them have now fully come to discover that since they start to plot evil against you, since they started to hate you, everything about you, it have now ended up becoming new. Everything about you have now ended up becoming what? Incredible. Remain blessed. May God bless you. And this is why they are so depressed and so confused. Remain blessed.